Hey everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. Hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend. As for me, I'm still full force ahead working. And I'll be working all weekend again this weekend. But I hope anyway that you are on the path to doing and achieving the things you want to do. No matter what is going on a collective level, it starts with your personal responsibility to yourself. And I have to remind myself that a lot because I'm so into helping everybody else. I'm so into doing the things that I believe is a major part of my purpose and my passion. But I have to remind myself that my first responsibility is to me, and then to my wife, and then my family, and then I can move into the community. And you have the same responsibility. You have to make sure that you're on your A game and that you are getting the most out of life as an individual so that you become a valuable asset to the collective. And with that being said, I just want to talk to you a minute. Just real quick to get it out of the way, don't forget that we're still in the process of doing a fundraiser. So show some love for the work we're doing. Check out the description box for the ways that you can give. Now, moving on. Look. One of the things that I do professionally is help people process pain. And one of the things that I do is to help them understand the origin of their pain, why their pain is so relevant. I've said this many times, and you've probably heard me say this, that pain is inevitable. You are not going to travel through and traverse life and not experience pain. It's around every corner. It comes when it's least opportune. It is going to show up at your door more than one time in life. Sometimes it will be more profound than others. The thing is, some people think that I'm a glutton for pain because I move into situations that create immensely difficult circumstances and environments for me that I have to overcome. And the answer or the response to that is no, I'm not a glutton for pain or punishment. If I could have it my way, I wouldn't experience pain at all. I wouldn't be in these over-exhausting challenges. But what I've learned is if I'm going to get to certain levels in life, there are certain things I'm simply going to have to go through. I cannot become what I want to become remaining in a corner of comfort. That's not how it's done. But I'm not talking about those, look, I chose this route types of pain. The pain of long hours and the pain of moving against adversity that doesn't want you to do something that you're trying to do. I'm not talking about the selective pain. That's you go out and you say, okay, if I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life, it's gonna take some hard hours in the gym. It's gonna take some time getting conditioned, and it's gonna take some pains and burns, and all the stuff that comes along with really truly training your body to be in peak condition. That's a selective pain. Not talking about that type of pain. I'm talking about the pain you didn't ask for. I'm talking about the love of a lost one. I'm talking about being betrayed. I'm talking about, those types of pain. And the thing is, what you have to learn how to do with pain, whether it's selective or whether it's not, what you got to learn how to do with pain is you got to learn to redirect its energy, because pain has its own energy. Pain has its own type of darkness. And what happens is, you've heard me say this a bunch of times, that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. What that means is the darkness of pain comes. Now, That's inevitable. If you allow that darkness to stay within you, then it becomes suffering. And that is on you, and it's not necessary. So how do you deal with the pain? You have to understand that the pain is an energy. It's live. It's literally a living force. And as long as you allow it to stay within you and you continue to feed it, it will continue to grow. It will grow like a cancer. It will destroy things in your life. What do? You got to learn how, through expressive means and measures, to allow that pain to move and live outside of you. You got to find constructive ways in the height of your existence to literally transcend the energy of time and convert it to something good. How does that work? Someone hurts you. Instead of spending all of your time trying to hurt them back and spending all of your time whining and complaining about how they hurt you, you take time to grieve, you take time to process it. Then you start to express yourself. You start to release that pain through creative and positive means. Maybe you do it by helping someone else. Maybe you do it by writing a book. Maybe I have had some unbelievably cathartic processes where I literally converted and transferred my pain outside of myself into something positive that blessed other people in my writings, in my speeches, in my lectures, in some of the songs I've written for other people. Most people don't even know that, but I come from a very musical family. And something that I take passion in is writing. Not something I look to practice or make anything, but things I've done. I've done that. I've written poetry. But those are ways that you move that pain outside of yourself, but you do it in a constructive and a positive way. You don't do it by, some people express it, but they express it through anger, and that's simply a negative energy that creates a negative charge, that creates a negative reality that doesn't do anything good for you or the people who are around you. But when you're able to sit up and say, you know what, I'm going to paint a mural, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write a song, I'm going to go down to the nursing home and sit down and read to the elderly, or I'm going to go to a school for children who are challenged in learning, and I'm going to read to them, I'm going to share with them, I'm going to bring to them a positive energy. I'm going to express through a positive conduit my pain so that it is transferred and transformed into something positive. That's how I do what I do. It's because I refuse to hold the pain. I refuse to allow the pain to sit inside of me and fester. I refuse to allow the pain to take power over my life. I refuse to allow pain to be the guiding force in my life. So what do? I know it exists. I'm not pretentious in the idea that pain doesn't exist or that I'm not experiencing pain. What I decide to do is I decide that I'm going to make an effort to express myself in such a positive way that I release the pain. But I don't just release the pain. Releasing the pain in a negative sense means that there's still negative energy out there, and it has a way of finding its way to someone who probably is least prepared to deal with it. You don't want to release pain in a negative way, because people who are struggling in negative ways will sit up and absorb it, and that negative energy will simply compound where they're at. What you must learn to do is sit up and say, you know what, I'm going to take this and I'm going to release a positive charge. I'm going to release this in a positive way. I'm going to put it into a gift to someone, a hello to someone, an effort to see someone smile. I am going to find a way to take this outside of myself and let it live somewhere else, but let it live in a positive way. So when I walk by and I see the resonance of my pain, it doesn't bring back bad memories, because that pain no longer has a bad look. That pain was something that transformed me, because every time I release it in a positive way, I grow. Every time I release it in a positive way, I become more powerful. Every time I release it in a positive way, I become more influential and impactful. So hey, that's what I want to encourage you to do. I want to encourage you to release your pain. I want to encourage you to do that. And here's the thing, and this is so true for my black brothers and sisters. There's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. There's nothing wrong with finding someone who can help you in this process, help you process your pain, help you find a place to express and release your pain, help you find a way to move forward that is positive and that allows you to grow. That's one of the things we really suffer with, or suffer from, in this collective is the unwillingness to seek help. The negative connotation and the stigma associated with mental health and mental illness leaves us out here fighting battles within ourselves. And we're destroying ourselves. We're destroying potentially great relationships and marriages and business partnerships and everything because we refuse to get help. We refuse to deal with the problems and the issues. We hold on to them until they become something that is worse than what happened initially. It's time for us to grow. It's time for us to heal. And that's got to be something at the forefront of who we are if we're ever expecting to be something powerful as a collective, something to be reckoned with. That's my challenge for you. On that note, look, I'm getting out of here. I just had to say that you guys have an